Now, I like fast cars as much as the next man, probably more than the next man, but does there come a point where the wider world has a little sort of Lotus Carlton moment? You might remember that. The world turned around and said, does the planet really need an executive saloon car that can do 175 miles an hour? Well, here we are in 2016, and this is the new Mercedes-AMG E63 S 4MATIC. It's full title, and in blunt terms, it is an executive saloon with more than 600 horsepower that can do, if you tick the right options, 186 miles an hour. That's quite a lot, isn't it? I mean, in simplistic terms, it's an AMG, but don't think it's just got a big engine and lots of power. It's actually rather more sophisticated than that. It's rather more deep than that. Yes, at the front of it is a 4-litre twin turbocharged V8 making 603 brake, 627 pounds-foot of torque. It's got 2 twin scroll turbos, so each turbo's scroll only requires 2, but basically what that means is there's less turbo lag. Drives through a 9-speed automatic gearbox. That's got a wet clutch rather than a torque converter, but it's not a dual clutch auto. And on the back of that is a clutch pack that pushes power forwards to make this car four-wheel drive up to 50-50 front and rear split. Normally, now, it's just rear drive. But all in, those changes mean that this car weighs 1,955 kilograms, which is quite a lot, which is why it needs 600 brake, which is why it can do 0 to 60 in a frankly supercar troubling 3.5 seconds. There are a few things of note in here as well. I like the latest generation E-Class. I like the interior. This carbon fibre, I don't know, do I need carbon in a car that weighs basically 2 tons anyway? These new dash layouts are pretty clever actually. Great, massive big screen in the middle. But AMG says, why would you have digital displays if they're just going to do exactly what the old ones do? So they've redesigned them to make them look a bit more, I don't know, a couple of them look a little bit dartboardy for my taste. But they are largely pretty clear. Anyway, that sits behind a wheel that I'd rather was round, but is a really meaty, hefty weight to it on the road. It's pretty pleasing actually, it's just really accurate. These seats are terrific. It's an enjoyable car. You can sit back, you can relax, you can enjoy it, but it's quite firmly controlled. Might be a bit too firm for some roads in the UK, even on its softer settings. But what exactly can you do on the road in a car like this? And let's face it, who uses a car like this on the track? Well, not many people. We used to run track days at Autocar, and one evening a bloke turned up in his dad's M5 V10 powered one, completely routed the tyres, had a great time, drove home again. But apart from that, I haven't seen big executive saloon cars like this on a circuit very often. But hey, they make it so it can go on one. They even fit carbon ceramic brakes should you want to. So let's go to a circuit and find out what this is like, whether it is really worth going to all of that trouble. Let's stick it through in a race mode, because of course all 2-ton saloon cars go racing. Straight away I can tell you this car gets on a bit. It is fast. I mean seriously fast. It's a good circuit this, loads of gradient, loads of cambers. If any track is going to test a chassis, it is this one. It's got really good balance to it. You know what, it's amazingly agile for 1980 kilos. Just astonishingly agile. I don't know how they've done that. I mean, that's really quick. It brakes sensationally well. Somebody else has already been out in this car, and the brakes were a bit whippy when I got in, but you know what? You wouldn't know it. Oh, it's really agile chassis. Okay, I'm starting to think maybe I should take back everything I said about this car, because, oh God, it's so good. It's really good fun. And that adjustability it has on the throttle, because it's mostly rear drive, and makes it very agile, but also very stable, should you want it to be. I say should you want it to be, because there is a thing called drift mode. I've give it a pull on both levers, I can have drift mode, which means basically it disconnects the front axle. Oh, how good is that? And then, well, then it becomes the E63 you kind of want all the time, which is just basically smoke the tyres everywhere. I'll let you into a secret. They don't really want us to do that. Oh God, it's so good, this car. What a great chassis. It's just very easy. It's got so much poke, it's got so much oomph, it's got so much torque. If you just want to push it sideways, and I know it's childish, I know. But for God's sake, it's just so much good fun, isn't it? Big, massively powerful, torquey V8 ringing in your ears. So there you are, on circuit. Oh God, it's sensational. I can't believe a car that weighs this much can do that stuff. And on the road, I'm back, I'm relaxed, I'm enjoying it, I'm poopling. Does the world really need a 600 horsepower, 186 miles an hour, 2-ton executive saloon? No, of course it doesn't. But I'm quite glad the world has got one.